And he said, this is the best I've ever done in a competitive tournament. I'm having a blast.
That's great.
And that's awesome. That's awesome. That's what it's all about right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's 1-1. I know Tom Ross is normally thought of when it comes to 8-rack, but perhaps we've got a new leader of the pack. Aaron Bill Gergen.
We had Rountree win a dramatic one on camera yesterday, too.
Yeah, big top deck there with big top deck of Mantis Rider for Collin. Played beautifully to work himself into that situation, too, I must say. These players will take a look at their opening hands. We'll see who's on the play in just a moment. I know the 8-rack likes to be on the draw, though I am curious if it wants to be on the draw in this matchup.
I think you just want to be on the draw.
Yeah.
And you're just trying to strip out all the resources of the game, the extra card batters. I maybe the argument's a little bit different in matchups like this where you want to have a discard spell for their Vial on turn 1 because Vial is problematic, but I think you should still err on taking the draw.
All right, here we go. Inquisition of Kozilek. Couple of lands. Restoration Angel. Looks like multiple copies of Mantis Rider and a Champion of the Parish. Give me that 1-drop. Oh, she got a Smallpox. All right. See you later, champ.
Yeah, Raven's Crime could also compel you to take the 1-drop also.
Mm-hmm.
Try to make it prohibitive to get to the 3 drops in the first place.
To Rountree will go.
Horizon Canopy, another important card in this matchup. Need to be able to make mana and then later on in the game cash it in for a card.
Wrench Mine.
A good spot for that.
Yep. If Rountree had Vial, I think he would have played it. So Wrench Mine will make him discard too. Getting to work on that hand is Bill. Goodbye Restoration Angel, goodbye Unclaimed Territory. Back to Rountree.
Wrenchmine is not okay. That card is not all right.
There's a Champion of the Parish, Horizon Canopy, pass the turn back. Over to Bill. Picked up a Polluted Delta. Mutavaults the land. Looks like he'll just pass the turn back. I think he's got quite a few lands in hand right now. It'll be time for a Mantis Rider here for Collin. And I'm curious to see if Mutavault wants to trade.
Yeah, if Gergen's hand's really land heavy, and there's enough Edict effects in the deck with Smallpox and Leon in the Veil that it's nice to trade off and try to leave Rountree with only the 1 creature on the battlefield.
Mm-hmm. Smallpox a big draw here. Funeral Charm, not great.
I don't know. Rountree's down to 2 cards in hand. It's not a haymaker by any stretch, but force Rountree to live off the top if you can find a Shrieking Affliction or a Rack effect. Gets really good.
Another Swamp. Here is Funeral Charm. Make you discard.
Do you know how many of these I played at my first Pro Tour?
I believe 4.
4.
Yeah. I believe the answer is 4.
Yeah.
Which is 4 too many.
You can make your opponent discard a card, or you can give your Hunted Wumpus Swamp Walk, like I did.
Yeah.
Did not do well.
That is strange. That is really weird. Rountree will draw. He will lose a life to deploy a Thaya's Lieutenant. Mantis Rider will grow. In for 4 in the air. Gergen going to fall down to 13. Looks like he may have picked up a copy of Death's Shadow.
Yeah, I assume in the sideboard here.
Yeah, a couple copies over there. 2.
Surprising to see it here, typically for matchups like Burn. How many copies of Bantu's Last Reckoning in the list?
Yeah, one in the main, one on the board.
Yep.
Timely. Would be a timely draw. Bill just going to pass the turn back over to Collin. The attack here for 3, 4, 5 total damage. Doesn't look like Collin has any interest in deploying anything else because of Bantu's Last Reckoning.
Yeah, wants to keep cards in his hand to pad against rack effects, and doesn't want to deploy more into a potential sweeper.
There's a Death Shadow. Going to be a pretty big one, too. Rountree's going to sacrifice his Horizon Canopy to draw a card. On tap. And it looks like just Gergen drawing too many lands in this game.
Well, you got to be a little cautious about what you're doing with the Lighthall now, because if you knock Gergen down to 4 and then he kills the Mantis Rider, suddenly the Death Shadow is a really big problem.
Yep.
But it also doesn't feel like you can sit here and wait. Your position's not likely to get better, assuming you've cut the Reflector Mages out of your deck.
There's Kitesail Freebooter. Yep, and there's just a bunch of lands there for Bill. 2 Swamps and a Polluted Delta.
All right, well, you just hope to fade a draw set that kills the Mantis Rider.
Pretty much. Attack for 4, going to bring him down to 4. Bill going to draw. Picked up a Fatal Push in combination with a Fetch Land.
Yeah, he's got the Polluted Delta.
Yeah.
That's actually good. Interested to see if he wants to serve up the Death Shadow here. You might get a chump block for your trouble. I think you got to, okay, I'm fine with crack. I would have just played Polluted Delta and attacked, I think.
Yeah, start there.
Start there. Because you have the Lieutenant checked on the way back with your
Mutavault.
With your Mutavault, and the Freebooter's not at risk of being lethal.
There's Push to take care of that.
This feels like more information than you need to give away in this spot. You could have played just a Delta and attacked.
And it looks like he might just be... He's going to survey the battlefield here. Not sure if Bill's going to attack or not.
I'm really interested in attacking here.
Yeah, me too. I think attacking gives you your best shot of winning. Take a look at Thalia's Lieutenant very quickly.
I mean, if you attack here, you're likely to put Rountree in a position next turn where he's got to decide, do I attack at all? Or do I leave back and start chump blocking, or do I leave one thing back and lose to a removal spell? I think if you hang back, you know, at 3, you're losing to all sorts of draws. Love it. Love that attack.
Yep.
You can lose to a lot of stuff, but I think this gives Gergen his best shot of winning the game.
So you hit there for 10. Rountree going to fall down to 8. Over to Collin. Does he have a 3rd land for that Mantis Rider?
Yep.
It looks like he does. So here is Mantis Rider. That'll allow him to attack with everything, get the job done. Collin Rountree going to win this match here over Bill Gergen at 2 games to 1. Humans will take care of 8 rack. A few too many lands.